Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I'm back today with my 18th entry in my Thrift Store Haul series. So I have been doing these for, a couple years now, and I love doing this because I love shopping at the thrift store, and so whenever I end up buying anything, it goes over on my shelves, and when I have enough items, or when I get around to it, whatever comes first, I guess, I will finally do another entry in here. And I have one other video ready to go. So number 19 is ready to go. So you'll probably see that in the coming weeks here. But yeah, I actually tried to stop at the thrift store tonight, which is what gave me the idea to film this. But it was closed by the time I got there. So that was a little bit disappointing. So I need to head back to the thrift store so I can stock back up to get to episode 20 so we can continue this series. But anyway, I'm jumping ahead. Let's stick with number 18 here. And I actually have 18 items to show you. We'll start off with some books, and then we'll finish up with some DVDs, actually one TV series, and then the rest are all movies, which I love finding TV series at the thrift store. It's just ridiculous. As I always say, I found these for about 50 cents each, because almost all of the thrifting I do is from the Salvation Army, and those are 2 for $1. So incredible deals on all of these. There are some other ones that I hit, but I don't do very much from those. And so most of these I'm guessing were from Salvation Army. And so 2 for $1, that's a great deal. You can't beat that. So that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. And if you are excited about the 18th entry in this series, please give this one a like down below. That really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to Thrift Store Haul number 18. Alright, so like I said, we'll start off with the books, and I'm just realizing that all of the books in this video are all media tie-in, which is just fantastic, and so excited to share these with you guys. We'll actually start off with the middle grade, but I'll point out that this kind of shows how long these have been sitting here, because I'm actually at the point now where I am kind of not really buying many books. I'm not forbidding myself from buying any books. Like, it has to be media tie-in or something similar in order for me to do it. And I didn't have any. I had one book that I purchased last month completely. I have a couple graphic novels that I purchased so far this month. So I'm just doing my best to not purchase as many books as possible, because I have way too many, and I need to get rid of hundreds and hundreds to have a reasonable number of books. And so I'm just at the point where I don't need to buy any more books. So what you're seeing here is actually from the end of last year. Well, maybe from the end of last year and the beginning of 2022. Same with the other stack I have over there. So yeah, hopefully when you get the later series here, later in the thrift store series, you're going to see a lot more movies, which there's always movies in these anyway, but it'll probably be more movie heavy as we move forward. But anyway, now that I'm rambling, let's jump into this one here. So the first one is Star Wars Jedi Apprentice, The Dark Rival. And this is actually Jedi Apprentice book number, there it is, book number 2. So I don't even remember if I have the first one or not, but I feel like I do, because I think I found that at the thrift store as well. But whenever I am able to find books like this at the thrift store, I always pick them up. I love middle grade. I love Star Wars, and everything I've read so far has been a lot of fun. I've not read the Jedi Apprentice series yet, but I love the Galaxy of Fear books, and so I'm hoping this is going to feel similar. Probably more sci-fi, less horror, because the whatever I just called them, the name just completely escaped me. Galaxy of Fear, those books are like Goosebumps books in the Star Wars universe, so they were made for me. But yeah, so I'm excited to see if this series is any good or not. It says on the back here, peace over anger, honor over hate, strength over fear. So when was this released, I wonder? I want to say it's probably late 90s, early 2000s, 1999. Yeah, so it was, of course, when Star Wars was super popular once again. So Star Wars Jedi Apprentice, The Dark Rival. And then let me just keep going with my other middle grade. This one's a more recent one. This is Star Wars The Clone Wars. And I believe this is actually the novelization to that. Is it the movie or the TV series? I guess I don't know. Based on the movie, Star Wars The Clone Wars. Okay. Yeah, so this is very interesting. This one is written by, I hate when they don't, Gossip, Grosset, and Dunlap. Yeah, so this is the junior novelization for that, and that is just awesome. I remember actually looking this one up, and it, I believe, is the first book in a series that then spawned off of this, and so, if I find more, I'll probably pick them up, but this one is definitely newer. I wonder what year this was. This had to be, if it was Star Wars The Clone Wars, it had to be, late 2000s, mid 2000s? I don't really know, I guess, offhand. 2008. Yeah, I was right. Late 2000. So yeah, this one should be a lot of fun when I get around to it. I really want to watch through the entire Clone Wars. I want to watch the movie, but then I want to watch through the entire TV series because I've not seen any of that yet. So Star Wars, The Clone Wars, another one from my local thrift store, and very happy to add this one to the collection as well. So 2 Star Wars middle grade books, and I'm not done with Star Wars yet. The last Star Wars related book is actually from the New Jedi Order series of books. This is Star Wars New Jedi Order, Star by Star, written by Troy Denning. So this one is kind of in the middle of the New Jedi Order, which I love these Legends books because they have this timeline in the front of all of them, and it is just awesome. You're not gonna be able to see it very well, but Star by Star falls in somewhere like right in the middle over here. So I will not get to this one for a while, but I'm not gonna pass up one of these books. Whenever I see Star Wars or Star Trek, I usually pick it up. Especially for that price. So I was not going to pass this one up. I do have the first book in the New Jedi Order series, but I've actually not started reading this at all. I am reading a Star Wars book right now, but it's very far in the past compared to this one. This actually takes place after the end of episode 4. I'm sorry, the end of episode 6. And then the book I'm currently reading, the Darth Bane trilogy, takes place before like the prequel trilogies, thousands of years before that. So very different time in the Star Wars universe, but it's amazing. And so I'm hoping I like the New Jedi Order. I was actually watching a video recently that people were, and the person was praising this series. And so really excited to get to this series once I do. But I don't know that it'll be anytime soon because I'm really liking where I'm at right now with the Darth Bane books. I'll probably do that trilogy and then eventually make my way through the timeline to get to the New Jedi Order. But I still had to grab it, even though it's a long ways off. It's always in the collection if I need to get to it. So Star Wars, The New Jedi Order, Star by Star, written by Troy Denning. And that's the last Star Wars book I grabbed, but I do have some Star Trek books in here as well. So much like with the Star Wars books, whenever I see something Star Trek and I'm paying $1 or less for it, 50 cents in this case, I'm picking it up. I have a pretty decently sized Star Trek book collection. And so, and actually 100% of those I've bought for $1 or less, which is just amazing. They're very popular at the thrift store. So the first one here is Demons, written by J.M. Dillard, which you can see is book number 30. And then the second one is book number 52, Home is the Hunter. And this one is written by Dana Kramer Rolls. So these are books from Star Trek, the original series, that book line. And like I said, I have a good number of these. This is a very long series, and none of them were ever canon to the Star Trek films or the TV series, as far as I understand it. So yeah, which again, canon, who cares? It's only canon in like one person's head and they decide, yep, this is real, or yep, this is not. When I said real, but it's not real. None of it's real. So who really cares? It's about entertaining. It's about enjoying the story. So canon means nothing. But anyway, yeah, these two have awesome covers on them. And yeah, just 2 more for my Star Trek collection. These are actually in surprisingly good condition. This one does have a corner out of it a little bit there, but given like how old these are, that's pretty impressive. So Demons by J.M. Dillard and Home is the Hunter, written by Dana Kramer Rolls. 2 more for the Star Trek collection. More media tie-in, and this one looks fantastic. I was so excited to find this. This is actually a novel in the Earth 2 series. This is called Puzzle, and this one is written by Sean Dalton. So this is based on the short-lived sci-fi TV series called Earth 2. And I believe it was like these people have to abandon Earth, and they take colony on this other planet, which they then call Earth 2. Never seen this TV show before, but I'm not passing this up. This is amazing. Like, I love this type of story, and it's a media tie-in, so I'm all in for this. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was one other book in this book line, but I don't have that one, unfortunately. Hopefully I can find it at some point, but this is another one, like, surprisingly good condition. I imagine they came from the same collection that had the Star Trek books, but yeah, this is really cool. So yeah, like I said, based on the television series Earth 2, created by Bill Ray and Michael Duggan and Carol Flint and Mark Levin. So yeah, so pretty big names there, but yeah, I don't know, this just looks like a blast, and hopefully at some point I can get the TV series on DVD if it's available, because I think that would be just a lot of fun. I've heard good things about it, but never gotten around to see it, to check it out before. So hopefully I will like this one if I ever get around to it. Earth 2 Puzzle, written by Sean Dalton. And the last book here is actually a novelization for a movie that I don't love, which I know is controversial because people love this movie, but and this one is not in very good shape at all. But this is Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and it's written by Steven Spielberg, who of course directed the film. So yeah, this looks like look at this. Like I said, it's not in great shape, so this is falling off, but still, I love that. And I just love getting novelizations, especially for sci-fi or horror films. Like, this is just cool. So while I didn't love the movie, what I'd love to do is, if it's a movie I didn't love, or even if it's one I did like, then read the novelization and then watch the movie again. I tend to like it more after reading the novelization, so maybe that'll be the case here. So really excited to check this one out. Happy to add it to the novelization collection. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, written by Steven Spielberg, is the last book I grabbed. So now let's talk some movies. So I'll start with the TV series that I found, and just one, but I mean, this is pretty decent, a relatively recent one. This is called This Is Us, the complete first season. So while this is not a show I'm terribly interested in watching, for 50 cents, I couldn't pass this up. And it's one that, given its content, I imagine if my wife ever gets around to watching it, she'll probably enjoy it. So I figured this would be a good one to have in the collection because, one, it was super cheap, and two, it's one my wife will probably enjoy, even though it might not be for me. So This Is Us, the complete first season. Let me know if this is any good or not. I know it's just like one that makes you cry all the time. So there's that. I don't really know anything other than that about it though. So maybe I'll check it out at some point. But for now, it's one that I really picked up for my wife. So This Is Us, the complete first season, is the only TV series I found recently. Next up is one that I typically wouldn't have bought if I realized what it was, but this is The Incredible Hulk. So I thought this was a movie, but I actually think that this is like a couple episodes of the TV series, if I'm not mistaken. I think I remember that from looking it up. But either way, hopefully it'll be good. Even if it's like the pilot of the TV series, maybe it'll be the first 2 episodes and it'll be enjoyable to watch as a standalone. So we will see. I really love the Incredible Hulk character. His 2 movies I love in one of them's in the MCU, the other one's not. The Ang Lee one is not. But I still really enjoy that movie, which I know those are looked down on quite heavily, but I liked both of them. So I really enjoy the character, so I'm hoping I'll like this animated version of him as well. So the first DVD or the first movie I grabbed is The Incredible Hulk. Next up is another one for the kids collection or the family collection. This is Quest for Camelot from WB, and this is actually in a snapper case, and I'm always shocked when I find a family movie that's at the thrift store that actually looks like it'll play, and this is one of those that does. It's because kids movies are usually just destroyed, but fortunately this one looks pretty good, and it's, a pretty well-known family film that I didn't have in the collection, so I figured I would pick it up and see how it is. I've not seen this one before, but it looks like a lot of fun. Obviously going to be a sword and sorcery type of family adventure, so should be a good time. So Quest for Camelot, a good one for the family collection. Sticking with that theme of family movies, we have from Disney, Holes. So this is one that I have heard good things about over the years. My sister loves this movie. It's one of the few books that she's read and really enjoyed. I've yet to read the book either, so I'll probably get around to that at some point because it is a decently well-known book that I would like to read. But anyway, the reason I'm interested is because it has Shia LaBeouf, which I know, he's probably not the most popular actor anymore, thanks to some choices and weird things he's done. But either way, I love him as an actor. I've loved him ever since Even Stevens and just everything since then. I think he's excellent at what he does. And so really excited to finally have this one in the collection and to check it out and see if it's any good or not. Can never go wrong when you add a Shia LaBeouf film to the collection, which not everyone might agree with that, but that's okay. So Holes from Disney, another one for that family collection, which just keeps building and growing all the time. So this next one, I kind of picked up on a whim. I don't know if I'll get around to it. I don't know the manga or the anime, so I don't even know if I'll understand what's going on here. But this is Dragon Ball Evolution Z Edition. So please let me know down in the comments below. Can I watch this as a standalone? As someone who's never read the manga, who's never watched the anime a minute in his life, is this a movie I could still enjoy? Maybe it's a movie I'll enjoy more because I don't know anything about the source material. That's very possible as well. So yeah, this is a live action version of Dragon Ball. I have no idea if it's any good or not. I don't think I've heard a lot of great things about it, so I don't know if I'll get around to it. But again, let me know if this is one that I might enjoy, knowing nothing about the show or the manga series. So Dragon Ball Evolution Z Edition. Maybe I'll get around to it. Maybe I won't. This next one was a really cool find because I'd never even heard of it before, but the cast is ridiculous. Rick Moranis, Eric Idle, Barbara Hershey, Catherine Zeta-Jones, John Cleese. Come on, that's nuts. This is Splitting Heirs. And it says here on the back, from the warped and wacky mind of Monty Python alum Eric Idle, who I already mentioned, comes a wickedly funny case of mistaken identity. So I guess, basically, an heiress is born. He is, lost at a party in the 60s overseas with his parents and they take home the wrong kid. And so the real heir is, like with a poor family raised in America, and the person who was initially born poor ends up as an heir. So I have no idea if it's going to be good or not, but I mean, with that cast, I'm guessing this is going to be pretty funny. It sounds interesting, and it has just a remarkable cast. I mean, anything with Rick Moranis in it is worth watching, so hopefully Splitting Heirs will follow suit. So very intrigued and excited to dive into this one. Splitting Heirs. Now here is a classic that I have not seen in a very long time. My mom used to like this movie quite a lot. This is Bad News Bears. So this is from 1976, and it says on the back here, a major surprise as one of the year's top grossing films. But yeah, this is a movie, like I said, I know I've had it on in the background when I was much, much younger because my mom really enjoyed this. And it's about a Little League baseball team, but that's really all I remember from it. Another one with a really good cast in it though. And so I'm hoping that I will like this one when I actually sit down and watch it from beginning to end. Obviously Walter Matthau in there, like he's excellent. So another one that I'm sure I'm going to enjoy when I finally sit down and watch it. So yeah, I didn't realize how many sequels there were to this movie. I think some of them have been being released on Blu-ray recently or something. I remember somebody talking about him. And so that's interesting to me. So I want to track those down at some point. But in the meantime, I will check out The Bad News Bears from 1976. Next up is a movie that I have wanted to see since it came out in 2005. This is Hustle and Flow, and really the only thing I know about this is the Oscar nominated, I don't know if it won or not, but Hard Out Here for a Pimp. Like, that's what I know about this movie, and that is it. But I mean, yeah, this is one that because of that song, which I loved when it was new, I really wanted to see this film. So yeah, very excited that I was able to find Hustle and Flow from the thrift store. So yeah, basically this is about a pimp who is trying to find a way out to become a respected rapper, and then he finally sees a potential way to do that, and so it's his story if he will get out or not. So sounds entertaining, and I'm hoping it's good, has a great cast with it again, and that song is just iconic in my head. It's just like a mid-2000s classic to me, so very excited to check out Hustle and Flow. This next one looks like a Dollar Tree horror movie, but it was at the thrift store, so it was half off. So of course I had to grab it, but this is June, and it is from RLJ Entertainment. So let me know if you've seen this one at the thrift store over the years, because I'm very intrigued to see if this one was there. But it actually looks pretty decent. Apparently it follows a 9-year-old girl named June, and she is kind of shuffled through the foster system. And she finally, wherever she goes, there's like destruction behind her, and she finally lands with this family that seems like they'll be the perfect match, but unfortunately she's still possessed by like this malevolent force, and so it's going to be just a creepy kid movie, which I am all about. So yeah, happy that it has the slipcover with it as well, and I'm intrigued to see if it's any good or not. But again, if you saw this at the thrift store, let me know. I'm just curious. So June from RLJ. These last two I've actually been searching for a couple months, and for whatever reason, I just have not been able to find them all at my disc replays. I could find like the second one, a lot of times I could find the first one, but only in full screen, and so finally I got lucky and found Meet the Parents in the correct aspect ratio, so I had to grab that one. And then the one that was actually a little bit difficult to find was Little Fockers, so the third one in this trilogy, but I was able to get both of them. I got lucky and found them both at the thrift store, so now I have the entire Meet the Parents trilogy, which I've actually only seen the first one, and I liked it. Not my favorite of like these types of comedies, but I enjoyed it when I watched it, so I'm excited to give it a second viewing and then watch through the rest of the series to see if they're any good or not. I know when I picked up whatever the second one, Meet the Fockers, when I talked about that one, people were saying that it's a really good trilogy, so hopefully I will like these. Well, I've seen this one, but hopefully I'll like Little Fockers and Meet the Fockers when I get around to it. So yeah, the last one in the 18th edition here is Meet the Parents, number 1 in the series, and then the third in the trilogy, Little Fockers. So excited to have completed this kind of goofy comedy trilogy. All right, so there is everything from episode 18 of my Thrift Store Haul series. Another fun set of movies here. Nothing game-changing by any stretch, but I love whenever I can complete a series, and that's what I did with Little Fockers and Meet the Parents, so that's always a plus. Finding Star Wars and Star Trek books at the thrift store, always a win in my book. But I want to hear from you guys. Have you been finding anything great at the thrift store lately? Let me know down in the comments below, and what would you recommend from this stack of goodies here. What should I prioritize and put toward the top of the list? Is This Is Us actually worth my time or not? Let me know if you guys have seen that one down below. I always appreciate all of your comments, so thank you so much for that support. As always, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk books or movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga, collectibles. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.